You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, ABC soap opera fans. It's Soap Dirt on YouTube. We have got your weekly General Hospital predictions for May 29th through June 2nd. There's a lot going on in front burner storylines, and we have got some predictions of how we think these storylines should go, how they could go, given the known spoilers. And we'd love to have your input in the comments. We always enjoy hearing from our viewers. If you have not already, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any General Hospital updates, whether it's on casting news, spoilers, everything you need to know, the latest promos, all the good stuff to get you ready to watch your favorite ABC soap opera. Just a quick note about the week of May 29th through June 2nd. Monday, May 29th is Memorial Day. There is not a new episode of GH. Instead, they are doing a rerun, or as they like to call it, a replay. But it is definitely a rerun. It is Sonia Eddy's final episode as Epiphany Johnson, and therefore quite worth watching if you're sitting around on Memorial Day looking for something to stare at. All right, our GH predictions for the week. Number one, I predict that Nina is going to try to pit Drew against Carly. Nina is worried that Sonny will get burned because of this thing that she has started with the SEC. But Nina also doesn't seem to have any qualms about Carly going to prison. Nina has her business partner Olivia Falconeri's ear right now. Carly and Olivia had a very terse discussion last week where Carly expected that Olivia would throw Ned Quartermain out of the house because they believe that he's the one who called the SEC on Drew and Carly. Meanwhile, Olivia's take on that was, well, first of all, you did what you're accused of. And second of all, that's business, and my husband's business is his business. It's not our marriage. And she, felt bad for the position Carly was in to some extent, but to another extent, Olivia's kind of like, well, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. And that really aggravated Carly. And with Olivia on edge with Carly, she's a little more receptive to Nina, actually, especially because Nina has warned Olivia that Sonny might end up being collateral damage in this SEC thing if one of them tries to throw him under the bus to get a deal. And of course, Olivia doesn't want that to happen. That's her ex. She still cares about him. That's the father of her son, Dante Falconeri. She doesn't want that to happen. And so I think Nina is going to utilize Olivia to drive a wedge in. With Drew staying at the Quartermain house, Olivia does have his ear and she can plant seeds. So that should be exciting. Of course, we all know Nina's going to get busted eventually, but it won't be this week. I also predict that Joss might try to sell out Sonny to keep Dex in her life. So already Joss has a low opinion of Sonny because he's a mobster, because he hasn't done her mom right as far as she's concerned, and because he got involved with Nina and chose Nina over her mother. That's the way she feels everything has gone down. And then, of course, Sonny had Dex tortured when he suspected he was the hook killer. Now, that was Selena Wu's guy that was doing the interrogation, and I think he went a little more heavy-handed than Sonny wanted, but he doesn't seem too concerned about it. I think he threw some money at Dex and was like, whoops, sorry. So when Joss hears that Sonny and Nina are engaged, I think she's going to be even more on fire about her ex-stepdad. And we have to ask, how far will she go? We predict that, there's really no telling what Joss is going to do. There's a spoiler this week about her conspiring with Trina. The bottom line is, if she can get a hold of the evidence that Dex got for Michael, that recording of the Pikeman Arms deal, she could take it to the PCPD. She could call the feds herself. She could offer the info to feds for immunity for Dex for his role in the crimes, and also for Carly and her SEC deal. Will Joss prove herself to be a schemer like her mom? You never know. Our third prediction is that we think we're going to get a glimpse at Nikolas Cassadine soon in his coma. And that's because of a spoiler coming Thursday, June 1st and Friday, June 2nd. The Thursday spoiler is that Austin Gatlin-Holt is with Ava Jerome when someone interrupts them. And we have to wonder if it is is Mason Gatlin. It's been March since we saw him. And you remember we saw him. He is the one that stole Nikolas's not so dead body. And he was sitting at Nikolas's side. Nikolas is on a ventilator. He's in a serious coma from the head trauma that Ava gave him when he threatened her daughter. So the spoilers then for GH Friday, June 2nd say that Ava is completely gobsmacked. Basically, she's shocked and startled. And we have to wonder if Mason will reveal that he has got Nick, who is not so dead. He doesn't have to show her Nick. He can show her a picture of today's paper with him sitting beside Nick, a little selfie of, oh, here's me, today's paper, and your comatose husband that you tried to murder. Because whoever Mason is working for, at this point, I don't even know if General Hospital has decided who Mason's working for. I think they just threw it out there and they're dithering around. Who knows? They forget so many plots, loose ends. It's like a quilt that's falling apart with loose ends on storylines at General Hospital some weeks. So I do predict that they are going to let Ava know that they have Nikolas and can use this against her. And that should be very interesting. Another prediction we have for the next week or two, I believe Sonny Corinthos is going to volunteer to be a surrogate for Molly Lansing. Last week when Christina sat down with her sister Sam and her mom Alexis, she was laying all this info out about the charity that Sonny is financing for her to start. And Sam was a harsh critic and basically said she's in over her head. She doesn't know what she's doing. She needs to get her ducks in the row. She's doing things in the wrong order. It was just nag, negative. And then Molly Lansing shows up and she is heartbroken, of course, over not being able to have kids. Christina wants to be taken seriously, and I do think that she is going to volunteer to be a surrogate. Right now, we've got recast Kate Mansi in the role of Christina, and we have what may be a temporary recast of Haley Polos in the role of Molly, and that is Holiday Kriegel. Of course, Haley Polos is facing felony DUI charges. She was arrested for allegedly bashing into one car on the freeway while intoxicated and then jumping the huge concrete median and bashing head-on into another car, and the driver of that car was seriously injured. She was arrested at the hospital. They didn't even wait. She was reportedly fighting at the scene and at the hospital with first responders, cursing at them about messing with her expensive $400 blouse, and in the end, they had to sedate her because of how she was behaving, according to reports from TMZ and other outlets. It remains to be seen if Haley Polos will be back. Those are serious charges that could net her some jail time. She has since checked into rehab. Our final prediction for the week is about Portia and what she wants to do to get Spencer out of her daughter's life. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our General Hospital updates. Now let's dig in. Portia's brother, Zeke Robinson, played by Gavin Houston, is back this week. Portia wants Spencer Cassadine out of Trina Robinson's life. As far as she is concerned, Spencer is the reason that Trina was on the Haunted Star and her life is at risk. Well, Trina's attraction to Spencer is to blame. Spencer was horrified that she followed him and wound up on the boat. I mean, it worked out to be a good thing in terms of how that played out. But the bottom line is Spencer didn't say, hey, come on, come get kidnapped with me, But the bottom line is she's not entirely wrong that Spencer is a bad influence. He's a snob. He's a lot of things. He's spoiled, but he does love Trina. And man, there's a legion of Sabrina fans out there. I'm one of them. I love Nikolas Chavez in this recast. I think he's dynamite, and I love the chemistry that he and Trina have. So Marcus Taggart has already told Portia, don't try and push Spencer out of Trina's life. It's going to backfire. She won't listen. Curtis kind of gave her the same admonishment, but she's not going to stop. Good for Portia that her brother Zeke shows up, because Zeke might be all in to help get Spencer away from his niece Trina. So I'm looking for and predicting some brother-sister scheming against Spencer Cassadine. Let us know in the comments what you're excited about, what you're looking forward to seeing over the next week, and which of these predictions you're most excited about.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.